Let me talk to you. Welcome in to the 3 Count Podcast. I'm Dylan Chambers alongside the podcast general, Ben Hobden. Benny, welcome into the show.
Yeah, what's going on, mate?
I enjoyed an awesome SummerSlam. Jeez, I mean, it's in the rearview mirror now, but 4 title changes, 2 betrayals, a huge return. It was all happening.
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah. Now, you might be wondering what's on my shoulder. You're not wondering what it is.
Folks, listen to this, would you?
This is the Fantasy Mania Championship. It's a fantasy football league with a lot of wrestling rules and stuff involved. Now, I may be the champion from last season, but we want you. If you're a fan of NFL and wrestling, hit us up on @3Count Podcast on Instagram. Let us know you're interested, and we'll look to add you to the league. But we have a few little spots opening up.
It's fun. It's a fun league.
Very fun. We have
We do a Royal Rumble. We do WrestleMania. What else? Survivor Series, King of the Ring.
You name it. You name it, we do it. So hit us up if you're interested, and you could be sporting this bad boy like I do.
Oh my gosh.
In any case, Benny, let's get to the show. We're going to give you our match ratings from SummerSlam. We'll chat a little AEW. As always, we'll have our 3-count draft. And as you all know, the Olympics are about to finish. And we're going to base our draft around that. We're going to draft wrestlers who we would want to represent our countries in the Olympics and the events in which they'll compete. So that'll be fun. Follow us on the socials @3Count Podcast on Instagram, @3Count Pod on Facebook, and hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're watching or listening to us. But first, it's time for the 3 Count 3. We're going to chat about the biggest news, give out some hot takes, and discuss what's happening in pro wrestling. Benny, why don't you kick us off?
You want me to start?
Oh, yeah, I'll start.
You start this
I'll
time.
start this week. Roman Reigns is back.
Big way.
The biggest news coming out of wrestling. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania. Made his triumphant return at SummerSlam. Put the Bloodline on notice. Came back at SmackDown as well. Put the Bloodline on notice again, minus Jacob Fatu.
Hasn't said a word.
Hasn't said a word.
That's what I love. Has not said a word.
Has gone arguably from the biggest heel
To the biggest face.
in pro wrestling to the biggest face without saying a word.
Love it.
Amazing
One
storytelling.
word. Ooh-ah.
Ooh,
Does that
ah.
count?
Yeah, we'll count it. We'll count it. So yeah, Roman Reigns returning. That's my
Huge,
top one.
Huge. No, it was massive. Obviously, we'll get to it later on when we do our breakdown, but huge. Crazy times.
So much fun. Odyssey Jones.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he's joined the New Day or not, but look, the New Day has been so stale for so long. Hurts to not have Big E out there. But to bring this guy in, now we can start to see a few little cracks with Xavier Woods. This is the most interesting the New Day's been for me for a long time.
Xavier's been carrying it for a while, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Kofi hasn't done anything recently really either. So, and obviously Big E, we'd love to have him back, but he's not there. So, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, I think.
Now, he picked up a Cam and Reza. Is that a Cam?
Cam and Reza, yeah.
At the same time and dropped. It was one of the most incredible
He's
things
a
I've
big
ever
boy,
seen.
though. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, but that was just, and because they're big boys.
Yeah, they are.
They are
They
huge
are.
boys. And apparently that segment had like one of the highest ratings
Really?
over the whole week, over all of Raw. So
Yeah, nice. I think I didn't see exactly the tweet, but Big E tweeted something out when it happened as well. So he was sort of giving support behind it. So I think it's good. It'll be interesting to see. As you said, stale's the perfect word for it.
yeah, so finally, let's shake up the New Day. Let's shake up Xavier Woods. Let's do it. Our boy Bronson Reed. Wow, talk about making a name for yourself.
Tsunami Central.
Tsunami after tsunami after tsunami after tsunami. Seth Rollins spitting up blood.
Yeah, so broken ribs, internal bruising apparently going to be out for an indefinite amount of time.
Yeah, so well written for Bronson Reed to kind of elevate his
It
status.
was a bit weird, I thought, for him to come out but he's like, well, you want to make a statement, you're going to make a statement. It's a good way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, huge.
I can only see good things for Bronson Reed coming
Another big
from
boy.
this. Another big boy. That's my 3, but I'm just going to throw a quick little shout out. Quick little shout out to our boy Zion Quinn.
Zion.
He's made it. He's in TNA.
Not
TNA
Quinn anymore, just Zion.
Just Zion.
Just
Who is Zion? TNA Explosion he debuted on.
Yes.
So he's made his way to TNA. Congratulations,
I'm glad
buddy.
he got picked up. It's good.
Yeah, we're very happy for you here.
That's you, brother. My turn. What do we got? Kevin Sullivan passed away.
Yeah, one of the quintessential bookers of WCW.
WCW days, yeah. Obviously there was some not great times for him, but I mean he was. It's one of those passings away when you see those, you sort of go, okay, fair enough.
Looking back on it, he could be singularly the reason WWE is where it is today. So he didn't get along with Chris Benoit. He was going to book Benoit to win the world title, but still didn't get along, which led to Benoit and Guerrero and Malenko and Saturn
The Radicals
leaving WCW and kind of bringing in this new era in WWE.
Fair.
Could have, he's got his part to play in the huge
Not
thing.
deliberately, but yeah.
Not deliberately. But yes, and he led the Dungeon of Doom.
Dungeon of Doom, that's it, yeah. There was some interesting people in that, wasn't there?
Yeah, the Taskmaster. So,
Yeah. Tugboat.
Yeah.
Another one, which I'm guessing we'll touch on in the next segment, but Britt Baker's been suspended.
Or has she?
Or has she? But yeah, a little altercation backstage with MJF. It's always backstage with AEW.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
At AEW shows, surely they just have to put cameras everywhere, right?
They should be now. Apparently, MJF walked down the hallway and then started punching the wall or something as well.
Yeah.
That was one report I read.
So it was Britt talking trash about MJF.
Yeah.
MJF's girlfriend, Alicia Atout, hearing it, reporting
told him.
back to him coming in, apparently politely knocking on the women's locker room door.
That's what they say.
Having a tete-a-tete, and then walking out and punching a wall.
Fair enough. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it.
Yeah, he wasn't suspended. Apparently, there was cameras everywhere and saw exactly everything that happened.
We'll get the EVPs will release the footage.
Yeah, they'll release the footage in a year or two. Interesting. But then it turns out that her suspension's been overturned by Tony Khan when they realise they kind of need her for this all-in build.
All in, 100% they need her for that match against Mercedes. And then the last one I'm going to go with, my boy,
L.A. Knight.
signed a new contract. Massive deal, apparently. That's good.
Yeah, no, huge
They've
things for
obviously
LA
put the
Knight.
strap, spoiler, put the strap on him. So you see where he goes with this. And we've been waiting for him to elevate for a while. So now he's got the strap, new contract, boom, let's go.
Absolutely.
Brass ring.
All right, there you have it. That is the 3 for today. We're going to take a little step into the AEW zone. Some big news which hasn't really been reported. Maybe I'm breaking it here. Collision is coming to ESPN in Australia. It will be debuting in September, so we'll have all the decent, I say decent, AEW programming on air in Australia. So that's great news for AEW fans. And along with this new move of Collision coming to our screens, there is a rumoured event being talked about in Brisbane.
Vegas.
Which is going to come with this, with Collision starting. So end of August, we're expecting it. But AEW fans in Australia, keep your ears to the ground. There could be a Vegas event coming very soon.
3-count pod from the Caxton, or?
Whoa, I might be able to hook it up.
Let's do it. 3-count pod from the Caxton, come on down.
Wow, okay. I just wanted to touch on Kyle Fletcher. Now, they're giving me a little bit of push as, the best friend of Will Ospreay, but he's looked good.
Ooh.
I didn't say
said
it out loud.
Folks. He almost said it.
He's looked really, really good.
Yeah.
And ever since Mark Davis has got injured, he's just kind of broken out. And I only see big things for Kyle Fletcher now.
Did you see he came out and he said to Ospreay, if any man deserves you to bring back the, what's the something drive? What's he call it? The one that he said he's not going to do anymore?
Oh, the Tiger Driver.
Tiger Driver. He goes, if anybody deserves it, it's that bloke Danielson. So drop him on his head. So that'll be a bit of fun.
So there you go. And just a couple of little rumours floating around. Lucha Brothers to WWE, which is gaining steam, nothing official.
Yeah, it started off just as a little sort of nothing, didn't it? And it just, every time you open a dirt sheet, it's there.
It was like Penta's contract is up. Now it's going to be both of them. Now Ray Phoenix is cancelling indie gigs.
And they've trademarked a new name as well, a new tag team name as well. So
this will be good.
I can't even remember what it was.
Oh, it's not the Vince Arena. I've got to remember.
Yeah, well, Triple H will let them do whatever they want, won't he? Another little one, Ricky.
Ricky Starks, yeah, his contract may be coming up soon, and
Cody's best mate.
Cody's best. He hasn't really been used since he came with Cody to WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's been on the back foot. Like, they haven't done anything with him.
So I don't know what the go is there, but
Cody just getting all these boys over there.
Hey, I think Ricky Starks would just be money.
Would he start at NXT or would he just come straight into WWE?
Oh man, I think you got to start him in NXT. As much as we know who he is,
Yeah.
I think with the WWE fan base, you've got to build him up, much like Ethan Page, right?
Ethan Page, yeah.
I don't know if you need to strap him up like you did Ethan Page.
That was quick. I thought.
But he's just like Starks has enough personality that he could, like Joe Hendry, right? Like he could just get over like that in NXT, and he wouldn't be there for very long.
Just quickly on Joe Hendry. Mate, that guy, like, the push that LA Knight, everyone was behind him. Joe Hendry is, like, everywhere.
He is.
It's so good to see. But, yeah, keep on
We
with AEW.
believe in Joe Hendry. Anything else for AEW, Benny?
Oh, look, I'm just really looking forward to the build-up for All In. It just keeps, every week you see a little bit more and a little bit more. And it should be fun. But what do we got, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 and a bit weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, it's not far away. So
big crowd, England. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Ospreay, yeah, he'll get over surely.
Surely,
it's not WWE, so they're not going to make him lose in his hometown.
TK loves giving the hometown as their win.
Hometown
he
rub.
does. All right. Well, from that one big card to the card that has just happened.
Party of the summer.
Party of the summer, SummerSlam. We'll kick things off as they did at SummerSlam with the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. Rhea, dislocated her shoulder. Used the announce table to put it back in. It was going to use the chair on Liv. Dom stopped her. Then slides it in sneakily for Liv to use it and hit the Oblivion.
Yeah, but when we were watching it, it was like that whole thing of did he slide it in for Rhea? Like it was like...
Because he'd messed that spot up a couple of times in trying to screw Liv.
It just tried to sort of look like that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, even afterwards, you still thought, oh, maybe you weren't sure, and then you see him smile.
And then Liv wasn't sure, and she got picked up, and she was like, okay.
Put one on her, and...
I've got this.
Dirty Daddy Dom.
Flipping the bird, has Pat McAfee dropping S-bombs.
Mate, it's crazy. He's been flipping it all the time. When he rocked up for Raw, he was flipping it to the crowd when he got out of the car and stuff as well. So he's just, he's going crazy.
So good. Next level heel.
Dirty Dom.
What did you think, Benny?
Look, I thought it was fun. It had all that drama. The match itself was decent, I thought, but with all the fanfare and the drama and everything else around it. Oh, we haven't explained that we're giving different rating now.
Yeah, we're going to rate things a little differently from here. 3 count, while it is the same as our podcast, it doesn't allow for very much difference.
I was giving 2.3s and stuff, so I mean, yeah.
So we're changing to best out of 10 from now on.
Yeah.
So what's your best out of 10, Benny?
I'm giving it a 7.5.
So you're back to your
I still got to do my points.
0.5.
75%. Come on. Like, I think that's a, what's that, a distinction? Or
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I gave it a 7.5. I thought the wrestling was good, the fanfare, the drama, the betrayal, it all worked really well. So I liked it.
I agree with all that, but I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
that's fair.
Just the way it kind of all ended. Great match. Obviously, you mentioned all the storytelling and everything involved. But then just like the reaction of the crowd afterwards just built it up for me. So I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8. And can we please put these two inside a cell?
Rhea and Liv.
Rhea and Liv.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Not for Liv, it won't. But,
no. Biggest heel in the game as well, Dirty Dom at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it seems now Liv's in the Judgment Day.
Yes, yeah.
We will get to that, but yes, great stuff. Do you see anything else for Liv and Rhea except each other in the
Look,
in
Rhea's
the near
just going to
future?
be going after her. But you can't really change any way from here. You have to just keep going, feeding into that because it's money at the moment. Dom will screw Rhea over a couple of times, and the chicken shit heel essentially. He's going to be running away. She's going to be running away, and it's Rhea's pursuit to get back her title. And
is the culmination of this Rhea finally getting over on Liv, or Rhea dominating Dominic? Ooh. What's the crescendo here? Dominic going off the top of the cell?
Undertaker Mankind style. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I didn't even sort of pose that. I think Rhea wanted her title back, but now it's just to cause pain and just dominate them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be fun to watch. The Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, like a bit of a back and forth affair. Breakker obviously learning from his previous mistakes, and he ended Zayn with 2 spears in a relatively short match. I gave that one a 6. I didn't love it. I'm usually one for Zayn matches, but I don't know, it seemed like a bit of a bleh, nothing match to
really
me.
felt blur. I gave it a 6 as well. They had that little back and forth outside the ring first, and then Sami tried to hit him with the haluva kick early, and we all knew Bron was going to get the strap. So
Maybe that's the problem. I always have a problem with, I want to believe that either can win it. Even when the odds completely dictate against it. And usually that's Sami's sweet spot. But the way they booked this, it was just like, there was going to be no one else winning but Bron.
Completely agree, yeah. Bit of a blah match.
All right, we move on. United States Championship, Logan Paul versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Look, great match. Some amazing moves, including a springboard moonsault off the ropes from Logan
Literally
Paul.
all I've written is moonsault here.
Incredible. And
So good.
he put this social post out on him training with it,
Practicing,
and that it blends into him actually doing it.
Yeah.
Amazing. And he did podcasts with The Undertaker.
I was just going to say he got props from The Undertaker for it as well. So.
Yeah, Undertaker said it was amazing, and Logan Paul said, I'm never doing it again.
And I think LA Knight did well with that as well, to be in the right position, and sort of catch him. And then if you watch, as they land, LA Knight rolls straight over to check on him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
He's a pro.
Broke that kayfabe a little bit there, but he knows that he's not a pro, and LA is a pro, so he just wanted to quickly check on him. Yeah, it was
Incredible stuff. We also got a TKO on the table by Knight. Paul finally goes to use some brass knucks, courtesy of Machine Gun Kelly. But it wasn't enough. As Knight recovered, Paul went for the slingshot clothesline. What's the other name for that? The hangman.
Hangman, yeah. What does he call it?
I don't know.
Buckshot lariat.
Buckshot lariat. There you go. Slingshot clothesline does not sound as good. He went for the buckshot lariat, but he did it straight into a BFT for Knight to get the pin. What'd you think?
I thought, as you've explained it all pretty well. As we said, the moonsault was crazy. Good back and forth. MGK got involved. All his mates from Impulsive or whatever it's called gets involved. Mike was there and stuff. I gave it a 7.5 though as well. I thought it was pretty decent match, and LA Knight got the title. So yeah.
I gave it a 7. All those things. I thought it was good. Not in upper echelon, but I don't know if it's one of Logan's best matches. Obviously it had the amazing move in it.
Yeah.
But probably not his best for me. But yeah, 7 for me. So we mentioned LA Knight's new deal. He's going to be around for a long time, and it looks like his next challenger is Santos Escobar, which I don't think he's going to drop the strap to Santos.
He beat Andrade, didn't he? So,
he did.
Yeah, he's not going to drop it that quickly.
No. As for Logan Paul, I don't think we'll see him for a little while.
He'll sit on the bench for a bit.
Did you see the video he dropped after SummerSlam? So remember the song from Fast and Furious after
Paul
Walker died?
Yeah.
It's been a long... So he did that with him and the US title. It was so funny.
Man, social media wise, he's brilliant.
It was hilarious, and him crying and LA Knight holding it up, and it was amazing. I mean, I'm sure you've all probably seen it, as most people have with Logan Paul stuff. But if you haven't, go and check it out. It's very, very funny. We move on to the Women's Championship match. Bayley, Nia Jax. A bit slow paced. Jax dominated for spots. Bayley came back for spots. But after Bayley hit an unlikely powerbomb, Tiffany Stratton came out looking to cash in. But that was enough for Jax to get the upper hand. Hit some powerbombs and an annihilator for the win. New Women's Champion, Nia Jax.
Give me what you thought.
I gave it a 6.
6?
Look, it didn't do much for me. Look, I like Nia holding the belt. She's going to be a tough champion.
Dominant, yeah.
Bayley fought hard, but I don't know. There was nothing that just really grabbed me about the match. It's going to be fun, as we mentioned in the preview. Watching the Tiffany Nia dynamic of will she, won't she. But yeah, we'll see next week as Nia Jax Championship celebration. Looking at the SmackDown roster, a Bayley rematch is the best thing I can see on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, Raquel's still on the bench, isn't she?
That's
somebody
true.
Out there that could be a big one.
That is very true.
But yeah, obviously it's going to be that dynamic between her and Tiffy. I only gave this a 5, to be honest. I like everything you said, but it didn't resonate with me at all.
Yeah.
So obviously, we thought Tiffy was going to cash in, but it turns out it was all a ruse. So, trying to help
Like sometimes you
Queen
think,
Nia.
oh, Nia's matches aren't that great, but like, when you look back to Elimination Chamber, like it just has to be the right mix. Like that was awesome.
She's gotten a lot better though.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely been working on her craft, I think. So, as you said, they should be dominant. I think they just need to throw a few little people at her, but not squash matches.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, Naomi could give her a good run, but she's got her own thing with Blair Davenport at the moment.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
And then Tiffy.
Now we move to, one of the most hotly anticipated matches on the card. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre with referee Seth Rollins. Now, the two words I've got for this are friendship bracelet. Look,
He's reading my notes.
this is what the match boils down to. Like, the crowd were amped for these guys. They threw hands. Wasn't a technical masterpiece, but, it didn't need to be. At one point, then the bracelet was on the canvas. Rollins picked it up. Punk saw it. He wasn't happy about it. Hit a go to sleep on Seth Rollins. Then Drew hits the low blow, and then the Claymore for Seth to count the win for Drew McIntyre. Thoughts, Benny?
Yeah, look, I don't know if people might go against me with this one. I thought it was great, but I only gave it a 7. Obviously, the bracelet, that sort of came into it. It had that feel of, obviously, when Roman lost the title to Cody, right, at WrestleMania, and he could have just hit Cody with the chair, but he's seen Seth there. So all that stuff came back to him. Punk had chances in that match, but he kind of was like, oh no, I need to get the bracelet and stuff like that. So that sort of just screwed with his head. So I like that psychology of all that stuff. But yeah, 7 for me. I think that if you haven't seen it, go on to WWE. I think that's on their Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. The ref cam with Seth. And he's like, oh, come on, Drew, you were never going to win that with an overhead suplex. And then he's like, Punk's on the ground and he's like, you can give up, you can retire, you could leave the company. And like, it's just him talking to them the whole match. It's so good. But yeah, 7 for me. What about you?
You know who's not going to distree with you? Me. I gave it a 7 as well.
There you go.
Look, I mean, obviously, massive Punk mark here. Just let the bracelet go, buddy.
What is it, a $3 bracelet or something?
Yeah.
They said in the commentary?
Look, it told a story. I don't think it lived up to the hype.
No.
Yet. Now, rumours are that Punk and McIntyre are going to be inside the cell at Bad Blood. This is what we want. It didn't give me the satisfaction of one of them getting up on the other. It was like, and I get you want to throw Rollins in there, and he's going to be out now anyway for a little bit, but it stunk of this is like the middle part of the story.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I just didn't get that, feeling afterwards of this is done.
Long-term storytelling.
Long-term storytelling, which isn't a bad thing. Let's move on. The World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest and Gunther. Both these guys, as with a Gunther match usually, they beat the tar out of each other. A very enjoyable contest. Eventually, Balor comes down to ringside. Priest hits the South of Heaven, and as he goes for the pin, Balor puts Gunther's leg on the rope, breaking the count. Now, the fun part of this was Priest didn't see it until they showed the replay up on the big screen.
And Finn wasn't facing him at all. He was facing backwards as well. That's what made it so good.
And they kind of, mimicked a moment they had about a year ago. And that's when Priest lost it. And Gunther got the upper hand, locked in the sleeper, and Priest passed out. New World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
Now, I gave this an 8. I thought it was fantastic. This was my match of the night. Look, both men looked great. Both looked worthy of being champion. And it told a story at the same time. And now we've got, good stuff going forward.
Mate, I'm 100% with you. I gave it an 8 as well. I just think the whole dynamic, like Damien just lost his way as soon as all that happened, and that gave Gunther. But he looked so good before that.
Absolutely.
Like Gunther's been the measuring stick for a while now, with his long IC reign and everything else. And Damien looked like he was meant to be there.
And Priest has had a couple of botches in some big matches where it's, you thought, okay, he's maybe up there, maybe not. But yeah, this really showcased how good he is.
I thought it was great. Match of the night for sure.
And kind of worked in, they dropped the 24 documentary, and he had his live show and stuff. So they're really all in Priest, which is good. Now Gunther's going to face Randy Orton at Bash in Berlin.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, the largest, Gunther, the shortest odds absolute winks odds
Well,
to win. Now, hang on. Gunther's from Austria, right? So they keep talking about how Gunther's from Germany.
the hometown.
Yeah, and I think they're obviously trying to push it, but I feel like we all know that he's not from Germany. Anyway.
Undertaker's from Death Valley. So
Yeah, that's right. So Gunther Orton at Bash in Berlin, and we've got to be looking at a good build to Balor against Priest.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Obviously got his hands on JD on Raw, and poor JD copped a headbutt from Rhea as well. That was pretty solid.
I know she's probably slapping her thigh or whatever, but they sound so good.
But with JD's head as well,
Yeah.
though, like how big it is, it looked like it just rocked him. That was good.
We then had the fantastic segment of Jelly Roll choke slamming Austin Theory.
He got him up there, man. That was
Well, when you say he got him up there, Austin Theory jumped super high.
Yeah, look, hey, don't break that kayfabe, bro. Jelly Roll, that was beautiful. And then we got a 15 knuckle shuffle as well.
Yeah.
And poor Jelly Roll couldn't get back up. Shout out Jelly Roll.
He's a big boy. And that was the precursor to the main event, the undisputed WWE Championship match, Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa. Solo came out alone, and then we had a 25-minute entrance of Cody with his dog and talking to Arn Anderson.
Double A back in, that was a bit weird. But
Yeah, it was a bit of a slow and plodding start. They kind of showcased a little bit of each other's moves, and then, it all descended into chaos. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa came out. They were run off by KO and Randy Orton. Then Jacob Fatu saves Sikoa from taking a third crossroads. Puts Cody through the announce table with a splash from the top rope, and it legit looked like he'd broken
his leg.
himself. Yeah.
Like I thought he was gone.
He couldn't get up. He was slamming everything like he was super. You know how like when people pull something and they're pissed.
Angry, yeah.
They're pissed. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it was the slapping of the. Yeah, that's what it sort of made you think that it was pretty full on.
Yeah. So he did that. Then Cody and Sikoa are both lying in the ring. Roman Reigns' music hits.
New music as well.
New music. So,
Sort of the same,
but I mean, you kind of got it when Roman Reigns is put up on screens everywhere.
Well, as soon as music hit, you knew it was going to be him. It couldn't have been anybody else. Really.
And it was coming, but such an amazing pop still.
Yeah, big pop.
Gives Solo a Superman punch and a spear. Gives Cody a little nod. Cody hits the crossroads while looking directly at Roman for the win.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was an overall fun sort of thing. You knew all the shenanigans were going to happen. We expected that.
So Bloodline rules now means that there's at least going to be 6 people not involved in the match.
That's actually what the stipulation is. Like nothing else. That's just the stipulation.
Did you know Cody has won the most Bloodline rules matches?
Yeah, well there you go.
In WWE history.
I gave it a 7.5. I think, as we talked about, the whole selling of Jacob Fatu, it turns out he's not actually injured.
Yeah, incredible.
And the reason they did that was to keep him not facing one-on-one with Roman, which I think is great because that keeps them apart.
I think they know that Jacob's got the most talent out of everyone there.
He's brilliant. I love him. And Solo did his part. It was sort of he had to lose. He was not going to win the title.
No.
And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was okay. Like it was fun. It was fun for me.
Yeah.
So 7.5.
I gave it a 6.
Really?
But I'm coming to it from a point of view of the match.
Okay.
I could probably bump it to a 7 for Reigns' return, but I mean the rest of it kind of did nothing for me. It was just let's wait till Roman comes out.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting for the whole time.
Well, I didn't really talk anything about wrestling. I just talked about the event. So that's why I gave it a 7.
So I'll bump it to 7 because of Roman, but
here we go.
but I think the whole thing up until Roman came out was a 6. It's a hard 6.
Hard 6.
A
Where do we
hard
go
6.
from there?
Well, we've got Cody and KO at Bash in Berlin now.
Yeah, that was weird. Cody's like, I'm going to face you. And KO's like, I've done nothing. I don't deserve it.
And then,
He's like, I'm going to go speak.
Cody says to
Nick
Aldis. Aldis says, we're going to give it to Roman. And then KO blows up and he goes, I told you to work.
Hey, it'll be interesting.
Cody and KO at Bash in Berlin.
Two faces. I don't know. It's hard always when they're two faces.
Will there be a turn then?
Nah. Not with the whole bloodline stuff.
But if the bloodline are dealing with their own thing and we're starting to make the rest of them good guys, how do you fit Sammy back in? I don't know. Maybe they trade them back, KO and Sammy.
Hey, that'd be, yeah.
And yeah, as we mentioned, Reigns returned to SmackDown to take out the bloodline. So Looks like we're starting to get cranking with that one. And that is it for SummerSlam.
Big
What a show.
I thought it was probably, Mania was huge, but it's probably been the best PLE.
Yeah. Every match was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good stuff. All right, that is it for SummerSlam. Time to get to our 3-count draft. The best potential Olympians, wrestlers.
See, I took this the wrong way, and I've gone very comical.
This is going to be a very interesting. So we
Very
pick the
comical.
wrestler and we pick what event they're going to be in.
Yeah.
So Benny, you actually get to draft first this week. So
All right.
fire away.
Well, on the back of the first ever time that this sport was in the Olympics, and our female Australian
Reagan.
old Reagan did such a great performance. I'm going to go breakdancing, and we're going to throw in Booker T.
Oh, I had that one
Can
too.
you dig it, sucker?
I hit that one too. The spinneroonie.
The old spinneroonie. That's breakdancing 101.
That is. Do you see Joe Hendry's latest post?
I haven't seen
It was
that.
Joe Hendry trying to do the spinneroonie on NXT, and it was Reagan.
Oh, no way. That's so good. I love
Yeah,
it.
great stuff. Great stuff there. All right. Booker T breaking. I did have that as
Yeah.
well. All right. Where do I go from here? I'm going to the track and field with my first pick. I'm taking Montez Ford in the high jump.
Hey, yeah, that's not a bad one. That's a bit serious. That's a real one.
Yeah,
All mine are funny.
he can get up. He
can
can get up.
He got hops, that boy.
He can get up. So high jump, Montez Ford, first pick for me.
Nice. All right. Well, my next one, I'm going to go with Triple H.
No.
Can you guess what it's going to be?
Is it the hammer throw?
It's the hammer throw, baby. Except it'll be the sledgehammer throw.
I did also have that one down. That is gold. All right. Triple H hammer throw. I have to get rid of that from my list. All right. Well, I'm gonna base mine on something a bit recent as well. I'm gonna enter someone into the diving.
Oh. Does that mean I can't use diving if you don't use the same person?
No, you can still use
Okay.
it. His name's Bronson Reed. I'm gonna put him straight into the diving.
Oh, the tsunami. Imagine
The
he's doing that off the
tsunami.
10-meter platform.
It will be a literal
The
tsunami.
pool would be empty.
Yeah. So there you
Especially if
go.
you did it 6 times like he did to Seth.
Bronson Reed diving for my
I like
second
it.
pick.
I like it. All right, my next one. Another new. Well, I don't know. It's not. Is it a new sport? I think it was at the last Olympics. How can you not go with skateboarding? Darby Allin.
Darby Allin
Darby Allin
skateboarding.
skateboarding, baby.
Yeah, it was on my list as well.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
That is a good pick. Skateboarding, Darby Allin. All right, I might go with another semi-serious one here. I'm going to the pool now, in the butterfly. I'm entering Raquel Rodriguez.
Big lats.
She's got some shoulders. All right, I think Raquel Rodriguez could quite easily take out the butterfly.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Ooh, now where do I go? What have we done? 3.
Yeah, you got last pick.
Oh, there's so many on my honourable mentions are going to be fun then. All right, my last one. I'm going to go fencing. Good old Drew
McIntyre.
How can you not? He's going to win with that massive sword. How can he not win?
Oh, great pick there. Great pick, Betty. Drew McIntyre.
Don't tell me
fencing.
you had that one as well.
I did, actually.
Oh, great minds, though, folks.
Great minds think alike. All right. Well, I've gone too serious. One funny. I should go another funny one. Let's have a look down my little list here. Well, I don't know if it's the first year that climbing's been in the Olympics.
Not sure.
But I'm going to take Shane McMahon for my climbing team. He's climbed a lot of stuff in his day.
Well, yeah, I love it. So that was.
He's also fallen off a lot of
Well,
it.
that's
but
what I was going to say diving as well. Like, he could have gone into diving.
he
so-
can do both at the same time,
Hey.
climbing and diving.
They should, incorporate the sports. There
Oh,
you go.
yeah, that would be
There'd be
great.
no
to
water
see.
at the bottom for Shane. That's the problem.
Well, especially not after Bronson Reed's done his dive. There you have it. All right, Shane McMahon climbing. All right, Benny's team in the breaking. He's got Booker T, Triple H in the hammer throw, Darby Allin in the skateboarding, Drew McIntyre in fencing. I've got Montez Ford in the high jump, Bronson Reed in the diving, Raquel Rodriguez in the butterfly, and Shane McMahon in the climbing. All right, hit me with some honourable mentions, Benny.
So I was going to go with Brian Pillman and shooting. What else have I got? I was going to put, for the 50-metre freestyle swimming, I was going to put Vince McMahon when Stone Cold came out with the knee truck.
Yes.
You remember Vince in the middle of the ring doing the freestyle? What else did I have? This was Viking Raiders in basketball. Remember when they did those vignettes?
Yes,
They were pretty good at basketball. And then this was a really stupid one, and that's why I left it out. But I was going to go Dudley Boys and volleyball. And why? Because they've got a good spike. Come on, folks. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Oh,
What
classic.
about yourself?
A couple of serious ones. Ricochet in the gymnastics.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to...
Osprey as well.
Yeah. I'm going to throw Omos on my basketball team.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Damian Priest in archery. Archer of Infamy.
I did have that one, and I was like, yeah.
Couple of, like, Baron Corbin was a bare knuckle boxer. Logan Paul, long jump. Sol Ruka in the surfing. But I think my biggest honourable mention would be CM Punk for anything.
Oh,
Because he's the best in the world.
on that boat. I'm out.
All right, that is actually it for the show. Thank you for listening to our SummerSlam review. We're going to be back in 2 weeks to preview Bash in Berlin.
Woo.
For myself, Dylan Chambers, my co-host Benny, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure as always.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you very soon on the 3 Count Podcast.